Good morning. Welcome to the Crawford County Commissioners Work Session for November 1st. We're going to start with some addendums to next week's meeting. The addendums A through J, just ask for a consensus from the two other commissioners that that's okay to add to the list.
Yep, I'm okay with that.
Okay, then we're also going to quickly go to Keith just to add one more thing.
Yeah, there was one other resolution that was put together, which was more of a general resolution authorizing the conveyance of the property and authorizing the execution of documents related to the sale, which would include the other ones that you just added to the agenda.
Okay, is there a consensus to add that too then?
I'm fine with that.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, Keith.
Yep.
All right, we'll start with juvenile probation.
Morning, John.
Good morning,
Morning, Jen.
Commissioners. So we are looking to seek the approval to cover the cost of our juvenile probation motivational interviewing booster. The expenses will be utilized to cover the cost of small incentives for our staff, to include gift cards, coffee chips, candy, chips, drinks, and miscellaneous lunch items needed for the booster training. The cost will approximately cost $200. This funding has been approved through our Juvenile Court Judges Commission and comes directly out of our grant and aid, and will not be in the county budget.
Any questions for Jen? Thank you.
Thank you.
Adult probation?
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Trevor.
Morning, Trevor.
I'm here to ratify signatures for the 2023-2024 Continuing Adult Probation and Parole Grant. Used to be called Grant and Aid, and this is for adult probation in the amount of $97,180.
Any questions for Trevor? Thank you, Trevor.
Okay, thank you.
Correctional facility?
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning,
Jack.
Jack.
This morning I'm looking to ratify the payment of $16,485 to Canada Security for required upgrades to the CCTV system at the jail. This is not a budgeted item.
Thanks for getting 3 quotes. Any questions for Jack?
No.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Public safety, Greg?
Morning, Greg.
Morning, Greg.
We're looking to renew our agency's NINA membership. It costs $725 a year. It's a wireless fund expense. Then we're asking for approval to pay $1,250 to LSSE for the work at the Sugar Lake Tower, and also a payment of $21,000 to LSSE for the final remaining bidding process for the tower construction at the Greaser Road Tower site.
And Greg had Keith look over the contract and come to agree. So, any questions for Greg? Thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
Domestic relations?
Morning, Carla.
Morning, Carla.
I'm here to request the approval of a new contract, updated contract, I should say, with the city of Meadville. From 920, it's going down to 840 because we eliminated 2 parking spots.
Okay, any questions for Carla?
Annual contract or
It is-
multi-year?
Actually, it keeps going, I think, until we change it.
Okay. Just extends?
Yeah,
Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you.
or until they change the amount too.
Sure.
Whoever does that.
Thank you. IT?
Morning, Commissioner.
Morning, Tim.
IT is here to request the purchase of the annual Proxy Pro remote access maintenance and support from Proxy Networks for $2,643.77.
Okay.
And also to ratify the purchase of the network storage solution for the care center data after the sale from Amazon for $676.99.
Okay, any questions for Tim? Thank you.
Thank you.
The courts?
Morning.
Morning. Morning.
We're seeking approval for the First Amendment to the lease for the Titusville MDJ office with Coca, and I'm sorry I didn't, whatever their name is,
Yeah.
fully. It's effective January 1, 2024 to December 31st, 2028 for $3,960 a month, plus the utility supplement.
Okay, I appreciate Judge Nichols working with that, and she's very concerned about the adjustment, so kind of a good team effort to get it
Yep.
down.
We're also seeking to ratify payment for the parking lot crack and seal coat invoice from Snowshoe Enterprises for MDJ Vernon office. That was $1,400 total.
Okay,
Seeking to ratify approval for $4,710 to Eber Excavating for the driveway entrance widening work at the MDJ Vernon office. That's using warrant fee split monies.
Okay.
And we're also seeking approval for the purchase of a 9th gen iPad for $199.99. And the internet access plan for that would be $36.99 a month, with FirstNet through AT&T for the MDJ Meadville office.
Any questions for Heidi? Thank you.
Okay.
Planning.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Zach.
Morning.
Four items this morning. The first, we're asking you to pay an invoice to Michael Baker International in the amount of $12,651.61. This is for their services for August and September associated with the county's comprehensive plan. It is paid for out of the state facilities transition closure program.
Okay.
The next item is an invoice by Porter Consulting Engineers. There was an error on the purchase requisition. The amount is actually $953.04. Again, $953.04. This is for the September design and engineering associated with Heidi Cooper Park project, paid for out of the CDBG CB3 grant.
Okay.
We're asking for approval to pay invoice number 8 to Stifler McGraw Associates in the amount of $2,766 for their Titusville Church Run Flood Mitigation Plan. This is paid for out of the City of Titusville's 2021 CDBG fund. And then finally, we're asking to pay an invoice to Horizon Construction Group in the amount of $152,963.10. This is for construction on the East Branch Trail project. It is paid for out of our ARC grant.
Okay, any questions for Zach?
Are we good with the ARC Power Grant payments?
Yep.
It's working well now.
We are in a cycle now that they have the contract secured. The only thing I will say is it all is contingent on whether the government continues to be funded after November.
Okay.
So federally,
Yep.
we have a question mark. State-wise, everything is covered.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Zach.
Any questions?
County maintenance.
Morning, Mark.
Morning, Mark.
Mark.
Asking approval to pay Powell's Sanitation. They had to come in and run a camera and vacuum out the storm sewer lines here at the courthouse for $1,362.50.
Okay.
Asking approval to pay the Eads Group. This is for the pre and the post inspection of Mead Avenue Bridge due to the superload crossing that happened earlier this summer for $5,800, and this was reimbursed already to the county by the moving company.
Okay.
Asking to ratify approval to purchase a rubber cutting blade for the snow plow from Tom's Auto Service for $685.
Any questions for Mark? Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Human Services.
Morning,
Morning,
Sue.
Sue.
Morning, Sue.
I'm requesting approval to submit notification to the Department of Human Services of Crawford County's intent to not provide assisted outpatient treatment in accordance with Section 301 of the Mental Health Procedures Act. I'm requesting approval of the one-year copier maintenance and supply agreement with Hagen Business Machines for the Toshiba administration copier. The agreement runs from 12/1/23 to 11/30/24. Requesting approval of payment to Social Security Administration for overpayment for the period of 7/1/23 to 9/30/23. Requesting approval of the reappointment of Mary Ann Houston to the Crawford County Human Services Advisory Board. Her term will run from 1/1/24 to 12/31/26. Requesting approval of the reappointment of Sabrina Hornstein to the Crawford County Human Services Advisory Board. Her term will run from 1/1/24 to 12/31/26. Requesting approval of the purchase requisition to Keymark IMR for support and maintenance for our on-base documenting system. The total cost is $15,168.49. The cost to the county is $2,311.06. This is a budgeted item. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 23-24 CYSJP contract with Community Specialist Corporation doing business as the Academy for general residential, shelter, drug and alcohol, specialized settings, and enhanced support programs. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 23-24 CYSJP contract with George Junior Republic in Pennsylvania for residential detention, special needs, intensive supervision unit, diagnostic and drug and alcohol services. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 23-24 CYSJP contract with Justice Works Youth Care for the short-term outreach to prevent placement, just care, and violation initiative programs. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 23-24 CYSJP contract with Summit School, doing business as Summit Academy for general residential shelter, drug and alcohol, specialized settings, and enhanced support programs. Requesting approval of the C1 amendment to the fiscal year 23-24 mental health IDEI contract with Hand in Hand Mental Health Services for Renewed Life Haven. There's no overall change in funding to the provider. We're just moving funding between programs. Requesting approval of the C2 amendment to this fiscal year 23-24 mental health IDEI contract with Hand in Hand Mental Health Services for SEEDS. Again, there's no overall change in funding to the provider. We're just moving funding between programs. Requesting approval of the following contracts which have the same services and rates as fiscal year 22-23. A Place for Hope, Healing, and Transformation, CYSJP contract for individual family sessions and permanency team meetings in court. Trade Winds Counseling Services, it's a CYSJP contract for individual, family, and group sessions, diagnostic interview, treatment, needs assessment, court team permanency meetings, and polygraph able psychosexual and trauma evaluations. Amanda Gadsby, a professional contract for speech. Kara Smith, a professional contract for speech special instruction, and Shannon Criado, a professional contract for physical therapy.
Any questions for Sue? Thank you, Sue.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sue.
Human Resources.
Morning, Brittany.
I'm requesting approval for the 2024 solvency fee for PA unemployment in the amount of $47,020.27.
Okay,
Next one is the approval for the amendment number 2 to the Statement of Work with Remedy Analytics, Inc.
okay.
Next is to ratify the agreement between Crawford County and PSSU Local 668 SEIU Court appointed for the period of January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2026.
Okay,
Next is ratify the agreement between Crawford County and PSSU Local 668 SEIU Court related for the period of January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2026.
okay.
Next is to ratify the agreement between Crawford County and PSSU Local 668 SEIU Professional Residual for the period of January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2026.
Okay,
And the last one's to ratify the agreement between Crawford County and PSSU Local 668 SEIU Residual for the period of January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2026.
any questions for Brittany? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Finance?
Good morning.
Good
Morning,
morning.
Stephanie.
I would like to ratify invoices totaling $703,316.68. It is to PA County's health insurance. The invoice number is 148145-0. It's our November 2023 health insurance premium in the amount of $703,316.68. This comes from insurance expense.
Any questions for Stephanie? Commissioner's Office?
Okay, I'm gonna do all the ratifies first, and then we'll do the notifications. So I have ratification of consent to assignment and assumption of agreements between Crawford County Commissioners, Energo Power and Gas LLC, and Crawford Care Center OpCo LLC. Have a ratification of the indemnification escrow agreement between Crawford County Mid-Penn Abstract Co., Crawford Care Center Propco LLC, and Crawford Care Center OpCo LLC. On the addendum page, I have ratification of the special warranty deed by Crawford County to Crawford Care Center Propco LLC. Ratification of the confirmation of sale between Crawford County and Crawford Care Center OpCo LLC. Ratification of the special provider agreement between Crawford County and Crawford Care Center OpCo LLC. Ratification of the non-foreign affidavit. Ratification of owner's affidavit and agreement. Ratification of the bill of sale between Crawford County and Crawford Care Center OpCo LLC for 2016 Ford T-150. Ratification of the bill of sale between Crawford County and Crawford Care Center OpCo LLC for 2018 Dodge Caravan. Ratification of the bill of sale between Crawford County and Crawford Care Center OpCo LLC. Ratification of the general assignment between Crawford County and Crawford Care Center OpCo LLC. Ratification of the bill of sale, assignment, and assumption agreement between Crawford County and Crawford Care Center OpCo LLC. And is the resolution?
Yeah, that will be a ratification.
Ratification.
There'll be a resolution authorizing the sale of the property and the transfer of operations to OpCo and OpCo.
Okay. Okay. And then the notifications. General Permit 11 notification from Murkowski Engineering Group for the East Bloss Street Pipeline Replacement Project of approximately 150 feet of 6-inch diameter pipeline in the city of Titusville. General Permit 11 notification from PCE Engineers for construction of a playground and parking improvements at Bicentennial Park in Meadville. Act 14 notification from Faith Builders Education Programs for a renewal of NPDES permit allowing discharge of treated wastewater from existing sewage treatment plant in Randolph Township to the surface waters of Woodcock Creek. Act 14 notification from Tract Engineering PLLC on behalf of M&B Ready Mix for new NPDES permit for stormwater discharge associated with industrial activity on Liberty Street Extension in Westmead Township. An Act 14 notification from Murkowski Engineering for General Permit 5 and General Permit 8, Thurston Road Pipeline Replacement Project involving approximately 5,000 feet of 6-inch diameter pipeline along Thurston Road in Westmead Township. Title 25 notification from Vitro Meadville Flat Glass LLC for plan approval from Northwest Air Quality to reactivate a glass melting furnace and 4 accompanying sources in Greenwood Township. And an Act 14 notification from KLH Engineers, Inc. for Sagertown Area Sewer Authority's NPDES permit renewal to allow discharge of treated wastewater from the authority's wastewater treatment plant into French Creek.
Any questions for Gina? Okay, the courthouse will be closed on November 7th for Election Day. The next full session will not be Wednesday. It will be Thursday, November 9th, due to the fact that these guys apparently need to recover. I'd be fine with Wednesday. I don't know what your guys' issues would be, but you would all be there. And then we close on Veterans Day, November 10th, and then the next work session, 15th. Any public comment? Commissioner comments, Commissioner Saw?
Thank you. In case you haven't heard, we have an election coming up next Tuesday, November the 7th. So far, we have sent out close to 5,100 mail-in and absentee ballots, of which only 3,200 plus have come back. So that's it's just a little over 60%. So obviously, there's still a lot out there. Reminder that you must have your ballot returned to the voter services office no later than 8 p.m. on election night. You may only bring in your own ballot if you decide to bring it in yourself. Of course, if you decide to use the U.S. Postal Service, you may do that as well. But just know that, you know, if you drop it in the post office box, it won't arrive here 5 minutes later. They need to go through their process, so it'll take a couple days. We still are in need of some poll workers. We need 2 people in Meadville 2-2 and 2 people in South Shenango Township. So if anyone is interested, please notify the Voter Services Office as soon as possible so that we can have full boards in those locations. Reminder, Monday, the election board will meet at 2 p.m. in the Commissioner's office to approve the emergency poll workers for the upcoming election. And just want to again thank everybody in the Voter Services Office, of course Jess and Heather and Leslie and Gina and Matt, the election board, all the poll workers, Matt and Jason and Mark and Jen and the maintenance team for getting the machines delivered. It really takes a lot of hands doing a lot of work to make this all happen. So I appreciate everyone's diligence in getting us to where we are. Election day will be a good day. Let's hope a quiet day, but an active day. So, of course, if anybody has any election questions, just notify the elections office. And by the way, the deadline was yesterday to apply for a mail-in or absentee ballot, so that time has passed. So if you haven't applied for one as yet, you are more than able to go to the polls then on election day and vote on the machines. That's all I had.
Mr. Wierspan?
Yeah, just one more time, I'd like to mention about Operation Green Lake.
since it'll start this coming Monday, November 6th, and run through November 12th in recognition of our veterans and Veterans Day, just to bring awareness of services that are available for them. And if you know a veteran that needs some services, certainly contact here in Crawford County, our Veteran Services Office. They'd be glad to help, or in your local county if you happen to be outside the county. And we're asking everyone to participate by turning their homes or businesses green. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. It can be as simple as a green light bulb in a porch light or a lamp in a window. There are some green light bulbs available at the Veteran Services Office, free of charge, but there is a limited amount if you need them. And of course, we'll be turning the courthouse and the Judicial Center green, and we appreciate the judges and Sheriff Powers initiating that over there, that they will be green for that 1 week period. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I have nothing. We will see you on next Thursday on the 9th. Thank you.